What up YouTube? How we feeling today? Hope everybody is doing great, and today is the day that the vendor resets have been resetted again, of course, Tuesday, and we're gonna have a look at what all the vendors have in store for us today. Thanks for clicking my content, really appreciate you joining me, and if you like my content and want to help the channel out, because that's how YouTube works, smash that like button, hit me up with a comment down below, and if you didn't do it already, hit that subscribe button with that little notification bell next to it to keep informed whenever I upload new videos. But are you ready? Let's go! And there we are, guys, at our first vendor of the day at the White House. The test subject is for sale here. Of course, the named AR with perfectly in sync on there. Maxed out damage to armor. So we can roll the assault rifle to the max cap, and we only have to optimize 6% health damage to get it to God roll. Police UMP 45, too low in rolls in my opinion, only 10.1% SMG damage, and I'm not loving the health damage in combo with perpetuation. Over to the FAL. Too low again, not loving the fire rate in combo with the 8.2% assault rifle damage. Over to the Magnum, handgun, in my opinion, go for the open world. Backpack from Petrov, rainbow roll and not the great one. Over to the Alps. With skill haste 10.6% already on there, but then the weapon handling and focus combination isn't the one that you're looking for. Over to the mods, 10.1% critical hit damage, 8.1% scan range for your drone, the 1 extra mortar ammo for your turret, and the 6.3% duration for your sticky. Let's head over to the clan vendor. And there we are, guys, at the clan vendor. The artist tool is for sale here, of course, the named rifle with perfect rifleman on there, and this could be a very nice buy with the 14.3% rifle damage already on there, so we can roll that magazine size away for some damage to target, for example, and optimize the rest. Pretty nice buy. Mask from Nego with 12.3% weapon damage and 17.6% repair skills. Roll that repair skills away for some critical hit damage or critical hit chance. You have a pretty decent mask. Backpack from Nego could be a lot better, not loving the 11.5% weapon damage in combo with a 10.4% skill haste. Over to the holster of Rigor with 8.9% status effect, but you know my opinion, if it has a skill core, always craft it. Over to the hunting M44 with maxed out headshot damage, 7% damage to target out of cover already on there, but then perpetuation and 9.7% marksman rifle a little bit too low in my opinion. Over to the classic M44, could be a decent one, killer on there with 12.1% marksman rifle, so we can roll that swap speed away for whatever you think is necessary. Over to the Golan gloves, and this is a must buy in my opinion. Very high on armor, almost 150k, and then 8.8% hazard protection and 4.1k armor regeneration. You could even roll that armor away for some weapon core, for example, if you want to go for some hazard protection armor regeneration at the attributes. Over to the R&K gloves with explosive resistance and 7.4% skill damage. Not loving the combo of these attributes. Over to the Alps chest with kinetic momentum, 5% critical hit chance and 8.1% headshot damage. Could be one if you want to go for a crit skill build, for example, or a crit heal build, and then roll that headshot damage away for whatever you think is necessary. Over to the knee pads of Fenris with 9.3% headshot damage and 3.4k armor regeneration already on there. If you want to go for a headshot damage build with some armor regeneration, this could be a very nice buy. Roll that weapon damage to the max cap and optimize the rest. Over to the gloves of 511, 8.9% hazard, 10.1% critical hit damage and 122k armor. Could be a decent buy if you want to go for 511. Over to the mods, 8.7% blind death resistance, the 5.2% skill haste for your mine, the 7.8% headshot damage and the 4.3% holster regeneration for your shield. But let's head over to the campus and see what they sell us this week. And there we are, guys, at the campus. The commando is the first thing we can pick up. The marksman rifle, named of course with perfectly naked on there, but the rest isn't that great in my opinion. Leave it here. SRS A1, too low again. Reformation could be nice, but then it has health damage and only 9% marksman rifle damage. Not worth buying. The M249 could be a 1, because it already has 12.9% LMG damage, and of course the other core attribute is damage to target out of cover, so you can roll that magazine size away for some damage to armor, and fast hands is already on there, and it's a very nice talent to have on an LMG. Over to the Seska mask with 13.2% weapon damage already on there, but then explosive resistance and health. Do not buy this, it's just trash in my opinion. Over to the holster of Gruppo with 12.6% weapon damage already on there, 3.8% critical hit chance, and that gives you the opportunity to roll a 14.5% repair skills away for whatever you think is necessary, some critical hit damage for example. Still gonna set you back, but could be a decent buy. Over to the mods, 10.1% skill haste, the 6.3% burn strength for your cam launcher, the 4.2% duration for your hive, the 8.6% effect duration for your pulse, and the 4.3% duration for your traps. Let's head over to the theater. And there we are guys, at the theater. The boomstick is for sale here, of course the named shotgun with perfect pump up on there, but the rest isn't that great in my opinion. Over to the double barreled shotgun. Same, not loving the swap speed and too low on shotgun damage. Over to the Resolute MK47, too low again, 8.9% rifle damage and again swap speed. Over to the gloves from Seska with 10% headshot damage maxed out and 3.7% critical hit chance. So this gives you the opportunity to roll for example an armor core over the weapon damage, or of course roll it to 15% and optimize the rest. Could be a decent buy if you want to go for a headshot build. Over to the knee pads from 511, too low in rolls and I'm not loving 511 brand set like y'all know. Over to the mods, 8.4% in share resistance, the 5% skill haste for your mine, the 4.1% active regeneration for your shield, the 6.1% damage for your firefly, and the 6% health for your decoy. Let's head over to the DZs and see what they sell us this week. And there we are guys, at DZ East, our first DZ, the class out is for sale here with of course 500% melee damage and 9% pistol damage already on there. And you can roll the repair skills away for whatever you think is necessary. If you're still looking for it, definitely pick it up. Over to the Paratrooper SVD, too low in rolls to buy at the DZ. Stoner LMG, too low as well, not loving overwhelmed and the critical hit damage with a low LMG damage. Over to the hardwired, you know my opinion, skill tier always crafted. Over to the negotiator's dilemma holster with 10.9% weapon damage and 10.5% skill haste. Not that great to buy. Over to the Mask of Bellstone with maxed out armor and 7.7% hazard protection, so you can roll that 7.7% status effect away for whatever you think is necessary. This could be a very nice buy if you want to combine Bellstone and the hazard protection. Over to the Araldi Holdings holster with 11.9% weapon damage and 4.1k armor regeneration and 4.6% headshot damage. Could be a decent buy, but I'm leaving it here. And just like the mods, way too expensive to buy in the DZs. Go for the open world, go for the open world vendors, or go for the summit. Let's head over to our next DZ. And there we are guys, DZ South, the TDR card is for sale here with of course the skill tier on there, the named pistol. But it has steady handed and a little bit too low on pistol damage to pick up in my opinion. Over to the tactical UMP45, same, not that great. Core attributes are decent but not loving measured in combination with the critical hit damage. If you want to pick it up, roll the critical hit damage away for some damage to target out of cover, optimize the rest, you have a pretty decent gun. Over the ACRE, could be a lot better, too low in rolls to pick up. Military M9, pistol, you know my opinion, go for the open world. Backpack from Aces of Eights with 5% weapon handling and too low in weapon damage to pick up. The Hunter's Fury chest with 11.1% weapon damage and 8% status effect, not a great buy as well. Backpack from Golan with 125k armor and health and critical hit damage and protector on there. Those are not the things that you're looking for on a Golan backpack, or at least I'm not looking for it. over to the Chest of Overlord. And could be a decent buy. Critical hit damage, critical hit chance already on there. Could be a little bit higher in weapon damage, but you can roll the talent for whatever you think is necessary. And then, just like the mods, guys, leave him here. Way too expensive. Go for the open world, go for the summit, or go for the open world vendors. Let's head over to our last DZ. And there we are, guys, at our last DZ West. The Harmony is for sale here. Of course, the named rifle with perfectly in sync on there, but it isn't a great buy if you ask me. If you want to pick it up with damage to armor, then roll that rifle damage to the max cap and optimize the rest. 612 could be a lot better as well. Not loving preservation in combo with the accuracy. Over to the 1886, too low in rolls to pick up. Over to the rigor. Skill tier, you know my opinion, always crafted. Knee pads from Aces of Eights with the 4.3% critical hit chance already on there. So if you're still looking for it, you can pick it up. Roll the weapon damage to the max cap and only optimize 1.7% critical hit chance to get it to God roll. Over to the Gloves of Fenris with 9.8% critical hit damage and 4.3% critical hit chance already on there. It's a little bit too low with the 11.6% weapon damage, but if you're still looking for it, it has decent attributes. Over to the knee pads of Badger with 9% explosive resistance, skill haste, not the combo that you're looking for, or at least I'm not looking for it, just like the mods. Please leave him here, go for the open world, go for the open world vendors, or go for the summit. Let's head over to New York and see what they sell us this week. And there we are, guys, first vendor of New York. The FAL's for sale here at 13.6% assault rifle damage, but the headshot damage and eyeless combination, not loving it. SRS-1, maxed out marksman rifle damage. Optimist already on there, could be nice. Not the greatest talent for a marksman rifle, but because of the marksman rifle damage is maxed out, we can roll its stability away for some damage to target out of cover, for example. Lightweight M4, too low to buy. Not loving Lucky Shot in combo with the rate of fire. X45 pistol, go for the open world. Backpack from Badger Tough with hazard protection and health, and too low in armor if you ask me. Not loving the God roll of health on here. Over to the Gloves of Overlord with weapon handling and skill damage, and too low in weapon damage to pick up in my opinion. Over to the Alps with the rainbow roll, but could be a decent one if you want to combine it, for example the arm regeneration with a skill build, then roll a critical hit damage away, or if you want to go for a crit skill build, then roll that arm regeneration away, whatever you think is necessary. Over to the mods, 16.4% repair skills, 7% headshot damage, 6.4% armor repair for your drone, the 6% skill haste for your cam launcher, and the 6.4% duration for your sticky. Let's head over to our last vendor of today. And there we are, guys, our last vendor, Roy, and again an FAL for sale. They are loving the FAL this week, but there are not that great of FALs to pick up, just like this one, too low in rolls. Surplus SVD, same, not loving the low marksman rifle with the critical hit chance. M1 CQB, again too low to buy in my opinion. But if you want to go for preservation and damage to armor, you could roll the rifle damage to the max cap and optimize the rest. The D50, not a great gun, you know my opinion, go for the open world with a handgun. But if you're still looking for a D50 to craft your Liberty, for example, then definitely pick it up. Over to the backpack of D&H, critical hit damage and status effect with calculated on there, but too low in weapon damage, not loving the rolls. Over to the knee pads of Araldi with 5.6% critical hit chance already on there, but then skill damage and too low of weapon damage, only 9.7%. Then a holster of Wyvern with hazard protection and skill haste. Could be a decent buy if you want to combine these, or for example combine it with a hazard protection build, then go for the skill haste, remove that for skill damage, for example. Over to our last mods, the 16.4% repair skills, the 4.7% critical hit chance, the 5% skill haste for your mine, the 8.9% radius for your pulse, and the 4.2% duration for your traps. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for this week's vendor reset, or at least tomorrow, of course, I'm gonna show you Cassie Mendoza and ending this week's vendor reset. And it isn't that great. We have a few decent buys, but in my opinion there are not that much must buys, not even if you're just new to the game. But that's probably it for today. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to smash that like button and hit that subscribers button. And of course the notification bell. PurePrime out!